What's up, everybody? Ray from Klondike Klinkers here. I put everything, if you just watched the YouTube video, I put everything back into this bucket over here full of cons. I'm going to get it real close. It's Lake Superior cons here. And I'm going to rerun this stuff on YouTube, hopefully to get better picture quality, because Facebook is really jacking it up once I upload it. Not sure why, but I'm going to set this off to the side. Or my phone off the side. I'm controlling the GoPro with my camera, or with my phone, and I'm gonna plug this guy in. Sorry about my arm. And actually this time I actually have jet dry inside of the unit, so it's going to help out a lot. So if you're watching the last video, you know that I've got a wedge in this mat here because I didn't do that great of a job in my measuring for the test unit, but the rest are absolutely fine and fit nice and tight. Slide this guy back just a hair, and I'm happy with that. I'm going to rerun these cons in here pretty quick so you guys could see, hopefully, what it's doing. And I'll kind of monitor on my phone. I tried to dim down the light here. I don't think I can actually zoom in on my phone. Nope. In this definition, it won't let me zoom in on the Hero 7 here. But I'm going to run it on this mat. I've classified to about maybe a 1/16 on this, just because I know it's going to be tiny gold in here. And I'm running this rather fast so we don't have to have a huge long video. That's funny. If you could see up here, right up on this side right here, it actually, where it says Dream Mat, it's Prospector's Dream, it's actually capturing the black sand. That's pretty funny. So I'm going to continue to feed this guy. And I'm feeding it rather fast. I'll rerun it on my own later on. I just know that I'm running it pretty quickly on here, just for the sake of the length of the video. And I'm going to continue to run this until it's gone, and then I will clean it out and run it on the other mat, on the micro mat. Nice full mat, and I could see gold right there. I mean, not even in one of the cells, but you can see some garnet up in here, and tons and tons of black sand. So I'm gonna see if I can get this bin over here in the water and clean this guy out. So I like using these totes. You can have a nice catch bin sitting inside of the tote and keep everything contained. If any of you guys are trying to run stuff in the house like I've done in the winter months, you know, because all this is gonna freeze. How many times you've been yelled at? That's why I made sure this didn't drip and everything sits in the bin. There's not going to be anything out of the bin unless you do it. So So the units I'm working on right now, the modification I'm making for this, I don't know if you can see this. This is roughly set in here because there's material underneath here. I'm going to actually pour this over part of the mat and make sure that this piece goes in there and this seats in there perfectly. So we don't have to go clean underneath this. And for the, I'm actually going to clean this mat out over here on the floor so I don't spill everything. That's what I got left right there. Not too much, not too bad, huh? So take this other mat, this is the micro mat, by the way, and set it in here. And I'm gonna pop a couple wedges in here. It's my fault again. I actually cut this mat, and when I measured, I did a little bit. Oh, there's some over here I missed. I didn't see that. I will certainly get that real quick. There we go. I gotta get that wedge out of there. But these mats are actually gonna fit really tight. I cut this mat and I shouldn't have cut it. You know, you start, like anybody else, you start playing around with stuff and then you make a mistake and then it's too short. Plus I made a bad measurement. No big deal. It's all fixed now. So on the back, there's 2 wing nuts on the back here. You can't see it right now. Turn the wing nut up. You just kind of lift the unit. There's 2 screws or 2 bolts in the back here. Just kind of turn it up this way. I'm going about 1 inch down. So this guy's gonna pick up, set here, and then that's me not keeping it even here. There we go. You can check it with the level if you want or not. And I'm going to plug this back in here. So now we're utilizing the whole mat. And you take little spoonfuls. Just run it across. This is a real tiny, tiny spoon. And then just kind of watch till you see it clear out a little bit. Once it clears out, which I'm going to speed this guy up a little bit more. And the piece of rubber I put up here is actually going to be black, so if you're putting on stuff up there, you can actually see, you'll actually be able to see if there's anything in there. It's kind of a little test spot. And I will, when I go to clean this out, well, maybe I won't. I was going to just shut off the camera and then, but I probably won't. Getting to the bottom of these bins is kind of a pain. That's why that drip system will be nice, because it'll just drip through, and if you splash water in there, you're not going to interfere with the way the water works here. And I actually need to go down on this side a little bit to even this guy out. There we go. Let it rinse out a little bit. And do this as nicely as possible here. Sorry about my hand again. Maybe I try lefty? Lefty this guy? And I missed completely down there, but well, halfway down the net. Shouldn't hurt us too bad. Let this guy run out, and I could see gold sitting right there and there. Clean out a little bit. Shut it off and see what you guys see. I'm gonna look at the camera real quick. I end up turning this guy down. That should be a little bit better for you guys. So I'm going to take my bin again, set it over here, and take this mat out in it. I'll pull these wedges out. Pull the wedges out. Apparently they got a chainsaw going in the back here. Get some water in here. Slide this mat out. And I'm going to clean this one out on the floor again. Just rinsing over the mat with some of this water I got down here. I got that guy in there. I could take this and set it off to the side here. And we can pan inside of the bin here. Pop this guy off. Just a little couple pieces. You could actually take that thing and turn it into a water table on the bottom by putting chalkboard paint in there. Now, I can't see my phone. I'm going to move this guy back. The reason I put this catch bin in here is so we cannot destroy our pump. So, that's what we ended up with. Now, this is a 6-inch pan. You guys can see. It's small. It's one of the small pans. And I'm just going to get some of the lights off here with these ripples in there before I put in the finishing pan where I can actually pan better. And maybe a tablespoon, teaspoon, not sure. Not much. I mean, there's my thumb. Pretty small amount. Okay, make sure we got another pan here. And I'll use my, make sure we don't miss anything. It might show the gold better. And difficult panning task here again. Trying to get everything on camera so you guys could see. So, normally set this guy back further, but I want to be able to see my phone. Make sure you guys could actually see this. And I think we're going to have good light this time by putting up that little blanket there. So I can actually pan correctly. So what I usually do is kind of just let it drain. Take the stuff that I know is not contain gold. Start over. Tap it underneath the water. Then kind of shake it out. Kind of brings up the lights to the top. Run some back. Because we know when we tap, and then I'll just set the water about like, you know, kind of make a line in there. Jiggle this guy back and forth. You want to drain the water out each time from up on the top so it doesn't slide back too much. Tap it back up on there. You can see there's still some lights up there. Need plenty of water here, which I'm gonna make sure, put some of this stuff in here. That's just basically jet dry. Tap this guy back up in here, shake it out. Then it's too much water. You don't want to have too much water because then it's kind of awkward to handle. Or at least I feel that way. I think most people feel the same way. Reduce it down to maybe you might see gold. I kind of go until I feel like I want to tap it again to bring the gold back up to the top. And it helps when you shake it out, kind of drain it. My eyes. Yeah, I'll just do this one more time here. Drain it out. You can kind of watch. See if you see anything in the bottom like, that wasn't a piece of gold. By gold, we're talking smaller than a grain of sand here. When I say gold from here. You see how light this stuff is? It's floating all over in there. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more water here. Tap it up to there, spread it out, hopefully. And I see gold floating as it is. I should have used a super sluice pan. That seemed to work better. Maybe it's because This one's still kind of new. It's not all scratched up. Like, you know, like most of us like our pans to be all scratched up. I got one little guy floating in there still. Which, if one floats, many more might float. Oh, let's see if I can separate this out here. I think it shows up better on the green pan. There's actually 3 little pieces in here. I think with the soap, we might have actually captured a couple extra pieces, or maybe I panned better this time than I did last time. Not sure. On the Facebook video, you could hardly see anything on there. But, see if I could, and then another trick I do, if you guys are having a hard time doing this, and I know some people do, because, you know, maybe they don't get the hang of it. And I'm not trying to say I know everything, but I'll show you a little trick that I first did. Get myself a snuffer bottle, and I will suck up all this other black sand in here to get rid of some of that stuff. Just so you don't have to tip the pan and watch it all float down when you get down to the bottom. So now we're left with basically just the gold up there. I'm going to shake this guy down to the bottom. See if there's anything in there, you know, by eye. And now all that material is there. We're not competing with all of that material. Okay. Just like before, let me see if I can count them. There's one over here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 little tiny pieces that smaller than a pinhead, folks. So, thanks for watching the video, guys. Ray from Klondike Klinkers here. Hopefully you're having fun finding gold, and you guys have a great weekend.